I took a picture of my cheating wife and her coworker in the act and sent it to their boss. Her coworker's wife and her parents, that my soon-to-be ex-wife, Anna, had been acting suspiciously for a while. And I finally found out the truth. Yes, she had been cheating on me with a coworker. I know it's a cliche, but trust me, it gets better. About a month ago, I started noticing her spending more time at work than usual. She'd come home late and head straight to bed, barely acknowledging me. I tried talking to her about it, but she'd always say that she was just super busy with some project or another point one night. I was having trouble sleeping and decided to grab her phone to browse some memes. I know, bad idea, but it was sitting right there. When I unlocked it, I saw a message thread with Don, and their conversation wasn't exactly work-rated, if you know what I mean. I was devastated, but wasn't about to let them get away with it. I needed revenge, and proof.so. I started doing some digging. It turned out they had plans to meet at a hotel right next to their workplace for a lunch break rendezvous. Bingo. On the day of their little meeting, I pretended to go to work as usual, but instead, I parked my car a couple of blocks away from the hotel and waited. Sure enough, I spotted Anna and Don walking into the hotel together. I don't know why I was still surprised, but I guess seeing it in person made it feel real that I slipped into the hotel lobby after them, nodded to the girl behind the desk, and followed far enough behind to see which room they entered. Room 114. I made my way back and approached the front desk. Luckily, someone else was standing at the counter. I put on my best panic face and told the guy that I had left my wallet in room 114 and that my wife was going to kill me. He looked concerned and, without hesitation, gave me a spare key. He didn't even check to see if someone else had checked in. I walked down the hall and waited a few minutes to make sure they had settled in, then made my way to their room. I could hear muffled voices and laughter coming from inside. My heart was pounding in my chest, but I knew I had to go through with it. Then I took a deep breath, slid the key into the lock, and swung the door open. The scene before me was exactly what I expected, but that didn't make it any easier. Anna and Don were tangled up in bed together and looked up in shock. I don't think I'll ever forget the expression on their faces when they realized they had been caught. Before they could even react, I whipped out my phone and started taking pictures. They scrambled to cover themselves, but it was too late. I had the proof I needed. The more they tried to hide, the more pictures I snapped. It was honestly pretty satisfying that as soon as I was sure I had enough evidence, I sent the pictures to their boss, Don's wife, and even his parents. If they wanted to act like trash, I was going to make sure everyone knew about it. As I hit send, I shouted, "You're both going to pay for this." Anna started crying, begging me to forgive her, saying it was a mistake. But the damage was done. I stormed out of the room, leaving them in their shame. The next day, I filed for divorce. I wasn't going to let Anna make a fool of me any longer. Turns out the pictures I sent had quite an impact. Their boss fired both Anna and Don. Don's wife was livid. I can't blame her. I'd be furious too, if I were in her shoes. Don's parents were embarrassed and ashamed of their son, and they reached out to apologize to me. They had no idea what their son had been up to, and were genuinely sorry. Word spread like wildfire around their workplace, and their reputations were pretty much destroyed. I can't say I feel bad for them. They made their choices and had to face the consequences. That Don's wife ended up divorcing him, and she and I had several conversations on the phone as we pieced the whole story together. This had been going on for months, and neither of us had seen it due to the blind trust we had in our spouses. So, what's the moral here? Start paying attention early, so you don't waste time in a relationship that has already ended.
Get out and move on. Great things await you. How do you think I handled the situation? What would you have done? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. Click here for more revenge story times.